This snowboard video will give you tips on teaching kids to snowboard. I've been talking to my brother about taking his kids out snowboarding, but they live in Phoenix, Arizona. We finally got the chance with the great early conditions this Thanksgiving to go up onto the slopes. My boys went out with their cousins. I knew this had a good chance of being successful because I brought several adults along. They were willing parents and grandparents that had a stake in the outcome. They helped with the difficult times. A big part of teaching kids is the preparation. Some of the cousins had taken snowboard lessons with a negative result. One was good at skateboarding. Their parents had prepped them to be excited and grateful. That made it easy for me to teach. The kids ranged in age from 3 to 12, so I was dealing with multiple cognitive developments. I studied child development in college, and I have my Advanced Children Educator or ACE2 certification. I talk to the kids to see what hobbies or interests they like. If you have knowledge of these shows that they watch, sports that they play, or books that they read, you can talk to them about these subjects to get them to relax and not overthink snowboarding. When you have really young kids, just be prepared for them to break down. Every child has a unique personality. Get down to their level when teaching them. To their eye level, you might have to squat down and get on your knees. Some kids are happy and stoked to be out snowboarding, while others throw tantrums and outbreaks. These kids are too young and need extra attention. You might have an idea of difficult kids before you take them onto the slopes. You can use the leash systems, the Wriglet system that Burton has, or hold their hands, but they need to be able to go by themselves. When a child starts crying, take a break, or call it for the day if it's a really bad outbreak. Remember, this is supposed to build positive, fun memories so that they want to do this with you in the future. The older kids are more likely to be coachable because their brains and bodies have developed. I will teach things to the group and then let a stronger rider demo things for me. I like to use a reward system or let the children compete amongst themselves. If you can make things a game and have fun, it will keep them engaged. Some games are to see how long they can ride without a fall, time them to see how long they can go straight. There's always races, who can do the best stop, and so on. I might have to teach the skill differently to kids that don't have much of an attention span or just don't listen. Teach something and then let them discover things on their own. You don't always have to be teaching things. Give them time to just practice on their own. I took them to our shop where I sized their boots, boards, and I set their snowboard angles to 9, -9. If those that knew that they were right or left foot forward, I put their front foot more like at 12 and the back foot -9. I've talked about how to set up a beginner binding angles in an earlier video. Click in the left corner to view that. To get the kids going, we strapped in one foot and skated around doing circles, then figure eights and straight glides. I taught them that it was important to lift the board up and not to keep it flat. Using big, strong power moves would make them crash. It took a bit, but they started to edge their boards. Get the kids to lift the snowboards up. Practice with them by spotting them so that they can get the right balance. I talk about this in some earlier videos, but the twist drill is something you should watch, and you can do that by clicking up in the left corner. Once they're doing that, they are ready to practice gliding and stopping. If they aren't stopping, have them practice lifting their edge up. They can drag their toes or heels in the snow to act as an anchor, but I found it better to just go right into edging the board to stop. They want to step uphill or towards their uphill edge. Kids want to get the board around quick using upper body strength, but they keep the board flat, and unless they lift the edge up, they usually will fall. The first part is where they hike and skate in flat terrain. This is where you help the kids get their balance because it's flat and they're not moving a lot. They will build muscle memory by repeating the drill of skating and stopping. Bring water and take breaks because the kids will get tired. If you have other adults during a break, you might get to take a quick run to get your shred on. After they can stop on toe side and hill side, let them start going down the beginner slope. This should be fairly flat, but steep enough to keep speed. Have them make laps on this area, stopping with 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Surface lifts are the best for beginners, so find an area that has a conveyor belt or a gondola to make laps. Refer to this video in the left corner to help with lift knowledge. Getting on and off the chairlift comes later. You may need to help the kids, but use caution because this is where they move and more likely to fall. I will have them practice ankle, knee, hips, and spine flex and extension movements for toe side and hillside stationary, and then while they're going down the mountain. You might have to stay on this practice slope for a while doing 1 foot in stops. When they're doing toe side and hillside stops, strap in the back foot. I will sometimes help spot the kids to transition from toe side and hillside or making C-turns. Get the kids to do that and make sure that you can stop with 2 feet in. If one kid is advancing faster than the others, teach them S-turns. The focus is steering the board with their front foot, getting the board across the fall line, then parallel to it. Let the board flow down with gravity and focus energy to their ankles or lower body to steer, not their upper bodies and their shoulders and arms. When they balance on the edges and stop, they're ready for the lift. Check out the snowboard video about loading the lift. The next Teaching Children Snowboarding video, I'll give tips on how to load and unload the lift safely with kids. You can sign up to get access to all of our snowboard lessons, study guides, textbooks, glossaries, tests, and direct feedback from your coach. Learn to snowboard right online with Flowing Freeride. My name is Blake Tholen Clark. Contact me if you want to book a lesson or if you have any questions about snowboarding. Subscribe, like, and comment. Cheers, FFR.
Let's do it.